And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with Game 2 of Dongregu vs. Gatored, played in the Intel Extreme Masters Tournament, global challenge that is currently going on in New York City. Or actually, I don't even know. Is it in New York City? I don't know. It's in New York. I don't know whether it's in New York City. I'll have to check that up and find out if that's exactly where it is going on. It is in New York City. Yeah. All right. Cool. Awesome. This played today earlier in New York City as part of the Intel Extreme Masters Tournament. As I said, this is going to be Game 2 of a best of 3. So we had a nice little win there from Gatored. I don't know what happened to Dongregu that game. That game, Dongregu just kind of seemed all over the place. Didn't really seem quite set on what kind of tech he was going for. I felt like he kind of spread himself thin a little bit, and he wasn't able to quite do the early aggression that he went for, or that he should have gone for maybe in the early game. In the early game, he went for a very fast gas, and Pool kind of took a late hatchery. I don't know. I felt like that just wasn't necessarily the best opener to use against Gatored, just because Gatored really went for that really fast Nexus, was able to keep a very good econ up from a very early stage in the game, and Dongregu just wasn't able to do any kind of damage at all to Gatored. So here in Game 2, spawning in the left position of Dual Sight, we have, as the Red Zerg, playing for Team Complexity and Team MVP, Dongregu. Spawning here in the right position as the Green Protoss, playing for its GoSu Esports, we have Gatored. Gatored, definitely the unheard of champion that's doing very well right now in this tournament. I think he's doing very well. I think they're currently still in the group stages, and from what I've heard, he's been doing really well. I caught a couple of his games. I won't say against who, but he did take a pretty decisive win, and I was actually really impressed. And look at that, Gatored stealing those 5 minerals away from Dongregu. What a thief. Anyway, looks like Dongregu is going to be going for a similar opening as he went previously, getting that gas geyser up, getting that spawning pool up, and soon he'll be pulling these guys off of gas very soon so that he can favor a little bit more heavily on the minerals and get a fast expansion up as soon as possible. Now, Gatored looks like he might actually try to deny this expansion from going down. In the base of Gatored right now, looks like he has decided to go for a little bit safer opening than he did in the previous game. He has managed to go Forge first and then Nexus, whereas in Game 1, he did go for a Nexus first and then the Forge. And yeah, it's definitely a little bit safer move here for Gatored to do, just because well, I mean, it was safer on Shattered Temple, because on Shattered Temple there are 4 possible spawning locations. There's a chance your opponent won't scout you right away, which is exactly what happened with Dongregu. Dongregu, the very last place that he checked was where Gatored had actually spawned there, and ooh, looks like DRG able to pick off 1 probe there, and whoa, there was a way delayed sound on it. I'm still getting some lag. Do not like. Want to buy more RAM. The hatchery has now gone down, though. Gatored not able to deny that. I think he could have actually denied that for a little while there with that 1 probe that he had. Wasn't able to quite deny it very much, though. In the base of Gatored right now, getting that Nexus up. What was I saying before? Oh, yeah. I was saying that on the previous map, yeah, it's a little bit safer to go for the Nexus before Forge, just because your opponent, there's a chance he won't scout you right away. And they did spawn cross positions, which is about as far away of a spawn point as you can get on Shattered Temple. So it was a little safer here, but here on MLG Dual Sight, there are only 2 possible spawning locations for both of these players, so you definitely don't want to open Nexus first, because that is just going to be really risky to a lot of early all-ins there, any early aggression there from Dongregu, any kind of 9 pool, anything like that would be very dangerous for Gatored. But as we can see, Gatored now poking up here with this probe, gonna check out the tech, gonna check out the drone count right now, see that there is only a spawning pool and no other tech structures currently going up for Dongregu. Looks like that probe does finally manage to get taken down, and Dongregu now taking his hatchery. So what is Dongregu gonna need to come back in this game? There are definitely some options here. This is definitely, I don't know, I feel like this map tends to favor Zerg players just a little bit, which I like, because I feel like that's kind of rare. It's pretty rare that maps tend to favor Zerg players. But I don't know. I feel like this is kind of a Zerg favored map. There are definitely arguments for both sides. For one thing, it's kind of a short rush distance from here to here. As you can see, that there's a lot of big wide openings to go from there to there. So and it's not that long of a distance. So a Protoss Death Ball could, in theory, get across the map, threaten to do some damage here, maybe poke in, deal expansions, and just kind of control the middle of the map. And by controlling the middle of the map, you kind of control the entire map here. But at the same time, the bases are a little bit spread out. As you can see, once you take your natural expansion here, to go from there to this third, it's kind of a long distance. It's kind of a bit of a distance there to get to your third base here, and then to take a fourth means you're either taking this gold expansion down here, or you're taking one all the way back here on the minimap, and so it can get a little bit harder to defend expansions here. But that works in a way to Zerg's favor. Zergs usually prefer that kind of a style because Zergs, when they play, they definitely want to make or take advantage of their mobility. They have very, very mobile units, and even if their bases are kind of spread out, as long as they're kind of far away from your opponent, like they are on this map, as you can see, all these 4 bases here are all just kind of along this back wall here, and it means that your opponent really has to overextend himself to get to your bases, and in between each of these bases, once one base gets taken out, it takes a little bit of a distance to get to their other bases, giving Zerg players more time to macro up, get more forces out on the field. So I absolutely think that there's a slight advantage here for Zerg because of that reason. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see if Dongregu is able to use that to his advantage, as he is now taking a very fast third expansion. This third hatchery is coming up fairly fast here. So far, only, let's see, yeah, still only 1 gas geyser has been taken here for Dongregu. There is a Roach Warren currently up here. Is Lair Tech up yet? No, Lair Tech has not even been started yet. And in the base of Gatored right now, Gatored's continuing to probe up, get those Warp Gate Tech up right now, getting a very, very fast +1 upgrade. This is telling me that Gatored is not going to be going for any kind of very early aggression here. He's going to be holding back at least a little bit, might be going for some kind of +1 attack timing there, but anytime you're getting a +1 upgrade, it means that you are thinking about upgrades, you're thinking about getting things for your army later on. That is 1 less sentry that you could be getting, that's a lot, and that's 1 zealot less that you could be getting. So that +1 upgrade means I'm not going to have an army right now, but when I do, it's going to have that +1 upgrade, and it's going to be way stronger there. So Gatored looking like he might be looking to get aggressive here pretty soon. He's getting Immortals out. Once this +1 attack upgrade is done, he's also going to have that Warp Gate tech done, which just finished up. He's now going to have 4 Warp Gates, which actually Dongregu is going to be able to scout with this one overload that he is now entering the base with. And these gateways are going to start maybe converting to Warp Gate. Come on. Come on, come on, Gatored, you can do it. I know. There you go. There we go. Now we have those Warp Gates coming down. Gatored gonna start taking off right now in the economy right now. He is currently a little bit behind, 52 Harvesters to the 63 of Dongregu. Dongregu definitely going for very, very heavy macro style here right now. He's getting a lot of units up while he keeps a 1 pack of Zerglings at the front of his opponent's base to pick off any stray units. Maybe if he gets the chance to poke in there, get a couple of probe kills, he can do that. As you can see, he's still kind of skirting the edge of the base here, wants to make sure that Gatored isn't moving out, make sure he's not doing anything tricky. If there's one thing I can criticize Dongregu for right now, it is his lack of overlords. Where are all his overlords right now? His overlords are kind of just around his base, kind of clumped up in groups. He could definitely be spreading these out a little bit more, be scouting these gold expansions, be scouting towards this way a little bit, and whoa, we have a lot of sentries now coming in here for Gatored. Looks like he's saving up a lot of energy on those sentries. 3 Immortals now out on the field here for Gatored as well. Spire Tech just now being started here by Dongregu. Where did that Spire go? Somewhere around here we've got a Spire. We've got +2 missile attacks once again coming up here for Dongregu. Is he getting a lot of roaches? Yeah, on the production tab we can see 11 roaches currently on the way. Looks like he's going to go for a heavy roach tech. And it looks like these Zerglings are going to be going for a big counterattack here as they're trying to skirt around this natural expansion a little bit more. He does control this Zelnaga watchtower, so he sees this force coming in, and this is starting to look like a big, very, very scary force here actually from Gatored. This is actually a really, really scary force in early mid-game for Zerg, just because all these sentries have a lot of energy to force field off. He's got a few Zealots here to take damage there and try to take out all those Zerglings, now placing those forward pylons, and he's got Immortals here to deal with all those roaches. This is actually something that I've seen, God, who else did this? Somebody else at IEM did this kind of a composition earlier today, and it wasn't Gatored. I forget. Somebody did this kind of composition, but it is a deadly composition there, and Dongregu actually cutting off all the reinforcements there for Gatored, and it looks like he's going to be able to pick off all of those Zealots. And yeah, the Zealots are going down here, but these Roaches are now split up. More Zerglings are now streaming in right now, and Gatord trying to get a little bit aggressive into this third. He's getting into a fantastic position right now, and it looks like he's going to be pulling back. Beautiful force fields here going down for Gatord, blocking off a lot of the forces of Dongregu. Lots of forces in the front lines going down, as all the forces in the back now forced to pull back, and Dongregu definitely not in the best of positions right now as he's trying to get in, trying to deal more damage. More Roaches are currently streaming in. 4 Hydralisks are on the way. Roaches are on the way. Grooved Spines, that is the Hydralisk range upgrade, is currently on the way. Zerg missile attacks +2 now coming down as well. 9 Hydralisks currently on the way here for Dongregu, but Gatord is looking very, very strong right now. A lot of the energy on his sentries is gone now. He doesn't have a whole lot of energy for force fields anymore, but Dongregu was forced to pull all the drones off of this mining base, and now it looks like this hatchery might go down here for Dongregu, and yeah, it looks like he's going to be going for a big counterattack here, moving in with a lot of Zerglings here. He's trying to focus down these cannons. These cannons are being dealt a lot of damage. In the meantime, Gatord has taken out that expansion. He's moving in a little bit, getting a lot of probe kills actually here for Dongregu. I'm actually liking this play a lot here by Dongregu because this is not a lot of Zerglings at all. This was only like, oh my god, and he's getting more kills. Gatord not aware of what's going on here in his natural expansion. So many probes going down here at this point in time. 17 right now lost, and it looks like Gatord's just going to try to push in and try to continue to deal more damage here. Dongregu still getting a lot of Zergling kills. There we go. Now we do have the Zealots warping in, be able to defend that, and now Gatord pushing this attack, really trying to push, but look at this army here from Dongregu. This is starting to look extremely scary. Drones have been pulled off the line here to take some damage for all these Roaches and Hydras, but man, this is looking like a big army at this point in time. Gatord definitely, I would think that he's gonna either pull back here. He's done a lot of damage by taking out this third here, but it looks like he's gonna try to keep Dongregu contained here just to 2 bases for as long as he can. Keeps trying to engage here. Nice force fields here going down for Dongregu. Dongregu picking off a lot of forces. A lot of the Hydralisks are still stuck here behind these force fields as more forces are going down here. Gatord still in the food lead, 126 to 106 food at this point in time. Now moving in, starting to deal a lot of damage here. More beautiful force fields going down as all the drones are pulled off the line here for Dongregu, and he is struggling to stay alive right now, but the forces of Gatord are going down so fast. These Hydralisks have such high DPS, and I think Dongregu is actually going to be able to hold this attack. More Zealots now being streamed in here by Gatord. Looks like they're coming in right now, and a lot of Overlords now going to be picked off here for Dongregu as these Stalkers sit back. I think Gatord finally has done the damage, and he needs to just pull back, and no, it looks like he's going to continue to engage here. This is not what he needs to be engaging, as there are a ton of Roaches here that are going to be able to take damage for these Hydralisks, which are just dealing so much damage, and it looks like that Immortal's going to be picked off, and all these sorts of Stalkers are now forced to pull back. What is the economy situation like right now? Looks like Gatord's still up in Harvesters, 34 to 32, but he is definitely not up in the food lead at this point in time. 74 food to 68. Dongregu somehow, some way, able to stay up in the food count, continuing to stream in. More Roaches, more Hydras are on the production tab right now, and Gatord still continuing to press this in right now, continuing to try to apply as much pressure as he can. Right now, looks like Dongregu, though, finally able to clean up that attack. Gatord finally realizing he is not going to be breaking this line quite yet. Needs to pull back, needs to tech up to something that can deal with this Roach Hydra composition a little bit better. Needs to either get some Colossus in the mix, get some more Immortals in the mix, but I think at this point in time, Colossus would definitely be the best choice. Gatord now being forced back. Only 4 Stalkers now here for Gatord. Gatord now just at 52 food to the 74 food of DRG. Now, DRG, what is his response going to be? Is he going to continue to drone up, or is he just going to get a lot of Roaches and Hydras and just try to push while he can? I think at this point in time, Gatord is looking a little low on resources in his main. He's still got his natural up and mining. But of course, Donregu's third was taken down there, and Dongregu looks like he's just going to try to push for the win here, as this is a lot of Roaches and Hydras now pushing up to the base of Gatord, and Gatord doesn't have a whole lot to be able to deal with this. He's got some sentries out, but they don't have a whole lot of energy. He doesn't have a whole lot of energy for force fields. The Nexus is being focused down, so much damage being dealt. These Hydralisks just deal so much damage so fast, and that Nexus, I think, is going to go down. That Nexus is somehow still alive at 32 hit points. But Dongregu pulling back, nice force fields here going down, but all the drones, or all the probes being pulled off the line going down so fast, all these Hydralisks, and I can't believe it. I think Dongregu is going to take game 2. Unbelievable play here from Dongregu, as he just is now just streaming forces across the map, and there's the GG from Gatord. The Nexus still alive. That's a beefy Nexus right there. That Nexus lives forever. Holy cow. But oh my god, you guys, Dongregu took game 2. Definitely expected that. Dongregu is such an amazing player. Can't believe he held that, actually. That was actually a really beautiful hold there by Dongregu. Beautiful little pushback here. Able to break Gatord there at his own natural expansion. So, well played game there by Dongregu, and we're now going to be going into game 3 to see who can take this best of 3. So stick with me, guys.